Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Khalili binti Latif from BTMI section 1. So first, let me introduce my group members. First is Ainul Merdhiya binti Ridwan, Nuruljannah binti Yudin, Izzah Hazwani binti Suhaimi, Farhana binti Mat Fadzil, and Anisha Idayu binti Hairi. And we are from group 5.
My name is Farhana and I will present the abstract part. In this assignment, we have 3 tasks which we need to define the notion of electrical circuit. We must to propose the answer to a basic electrical problem, and in this assignment, we also need to solve some problem that has been given in the task.
Electronic is the branch of technology or science concerned with controlling the flow of electricity in vacuum, gas, liquid, semiconductor or conductor using components. This control of electronic is accomplished by electronic components that resist, carry, select, steer, switch, store, manipulate and export the electron. Electronic deal with the flow of charge through non-metal conductors, while electrical deals with the flow of charge through metal conductors. Electrical charge defined as a physical property of matter that causes it to experience a force when close to other electrical charged matter. Electric and electronic have 2 components. First is passive component. That is a component that contributes no power gain to a circuit or system. In other words, it is capable of operating without an external power source. The second is active component, which components are capable of generating voltage or currents. It requires a source of power to operate. For example, the transistor, integrated circuit, battery, tie and transistor. Passive components are used in conjunction with active component to form an electronic system.
My name is Izzah Hazwani, binti Suhaimi. Okay, after that we go to the objective. Okay, the objective is divide by 3. Okay, first is about the differentiate between electrical and electronic and also a few example. Okay, second is example of the electronic device and explain about the operator with power supply and an AC power supply. Okay, and last is about the solution to avoid the technical problem.
I'm Nurul Anisha Idayu binti Hairi. I want to talk about literature review, solution to problem, simple circuit diagram. Literature review. The article by Xingfan, Hui Zhencheng, Chong Guo and more partners describe about the sensitivity characteristic of electro-optical sensor under alternating current or direct current hybrid electric field oil medium environment. This article provides measurement and analysis of electro-optical sensor under alternating current or direct current hybrid electric field in oil medium environment, as well as is very beneficial to the wide application of electro-optical sensor.
My name Nuruljannah binti Yudin. I want to discuss about literature review and task 1. Literature review from journal growth and partial discharge, characteristic of electrical tree in XLPE under AC/DC. Distributed generation from solar and wind turbines is quickly rising, and because of each this resource is essentially DC, superior compatibility with DC energy storage. Techniques such as battery and fuel cell has piqued the curiosity of DC user. DC system has improved the efficiency of energy distribution system and promote the integration of decentralized and renewable energy sources with the goal of reducing reliance of fossil fuel and lowering greenhouse gas emission. The use of DC power system to link and distribute energy among largely DC-based agents avoid the requirement for energy wasting DC to AC and AC to DC conversion. Energy is required to convert the source DC to AC in order to connect the current distribution network. The number of DC powered devices in households and businesses is growing steadily. The majority of electronic work in direct current, which required an AC to DC converter between the power supply and the device DC side.
Based on the theory from the article Oscar Danilo Montoya, okay, we can see that the efficiency of AC and DC usage is different. Okay, so among the state differences of related to comparison from the point of the view, the power flow and optimal power flow. Okay, after that is based on the X publication model. Okay, it is related to the stream where it's multiracial from the DC distribute from the AC.
Then we go to task 1, difference between electrical and electronic device with a few examples. Electrical device or gadget means convert electricity into different form of energy or work. Metal is employed in the condition process. Electrical equipment is powered primarily by powerful alternating current. Electrical equipment's power usage is also relatively high. Electrical equipment are more risky and less dependable since they cause harmful electrical shock. Electrical appliances are large and take up a lot of room. An example of electrical device is a fan. It is a device that transforms electrical current into rotational motion. Other examples of electrical device are motor, generator, transformer, and batteries. Furthermore, electronics mean the study of electron behavior in the presence of electric field. Active components and passive components are the two main categories of electrical component. The component that generate energy is referred as active component, while the device that receive energy are referred as passive component. The electronics are made up of three major active components and two significant passive components. Active components in electronics include resistor, capacitor, and inductors, whereas passive components include tube device and semiconductors. For example, computers, television, radio, mobile phone, laptop are using the electronic component.
We move to the next part, the example of the electronic devices and the operation with DC and AC power supply. So the example for DC power supply are like flashlight and smartphone, while example for AC power supply are refrigerator and toaster. The operation of DC power supply can be described as a unidirectional current flowing, which current flow only in one direction. Voltage and current can change over time as long as the flow direction remain constant. This form of current comes from many areas like batteries, solar cells, fuel cells, and alternative equipped with computers that create direct energy. DC power can also be made from AC power by using a rectifier that converts AC to DC. This because the voltage produced by DC electricity is so steady, so most electronic require it. That is why most gadgets use DC power sources like batteries or require a rectifier to convert AC power from outlet to DC electricity. Rectifier and transformers are frequently included in power sources to boost or drop the voltage to the proper level. For some devices such as notebook PCs, a constant voltage is preferred. In order to run these gadgets from the outlet, and the AC-DC power converter is required. The waveform is converted into a stable straight line by the converter because alternating current can destroy delicate components within electronic equipment. Direct current is preferred for electronics. So basically, DC can be generated in several ways. First is through an AC generator equipped with a device called a commutator that can produce direct current. The second is use of a device called a rectifier that converts AC to DC. And the third is batteries provide DC, which is generated from a chemical reaction inside of the battery. Everything that runs off of a battery plugs into the wall with an AC adapter or use a USB cable for power are realized on DC. In fact, the battery will slowly lose its charge, meaning that the voltage will drop when the battery is used.
Okay, based on the AC power supply, okay, AC is a power called alternating current power, which is standard electrical format that comes out of the outlet. Okay, we also know that the name comes from the waveform taken by the current. Okay, we need to understand that electric current comes from the flow of electron. Okay, when the electron in the AC wave move, okay, they can move in the positive direction corresponding to the top of the wave, while when the electron has a negative flow, the wave will fall down. Okay, for example, the direction of a current change when a wire rotates from the north to the south, pole region of a magnetic field. Okay, based on the alternating current, we can see that it is a wave of varying current called a sine wave. Okay, with the current first moving in one direction and the other.
Reason that may cause burning. First and foremost, the reason that may cause burning is faulty with the connection. If the connection is loose, The force may affect the circuit, which will lead to electrical short. This usually happens because there is nothing more from the cord that is not secured, which this will make the fuse might blow. Secondly is faulty appliances. Faulty electrical sockets and equipment are leading the causes of electrical fires. Some of it happens due to damaged electrical appliances, which will causing damage to electrical cords and switches. Last but not least, the reason is using too much power in a circuit. This because appliances cannot stand with too much voltage. Using too much electricity voltage in a circuit may cause burning. As we know, each component has its own range of voltage that it can accept.
It's about due to a technical issue related to electrical circuit, voltage, current, resistance, AC, DC and electrical power. Firstly, electric shock. Electric shock mostly can happen because of not properly used or wiring in the DB does not follow the specification. Sometimes electrical contractor they do the work carelessly as long as it is finished. It is very dangerous because since the circuit was previously built in, the possibility of such an electrical problem was very high. Second is low voltage. Low voltage is a basic concept that refers to less than normal amount of electrical energy entering a building. So why it is related to technical issue? For example, we always use mobile phone while charging. The problem will happen when the phone will heat up because of phone continuing to work. The process will slow down. So indirectly, the battery or the phone will faulty slowly. Third is switch of light not working. This often happen in our house. The light don't turn on immediately. It can be the electrical contact may not connect as expected due to weak choke, low force factor, damaged tube or short cable. It also could be a wiring problem, a circuit or an outlet. So we need to consult an electrician for this issue.
There are 4 solutions of the problem, which is use electrical appliance with the serum stamp. Second, unplugging or turning off the switch if not used. Third, install short circuit prevention device and smoke detector. Lastly, using a switch socket that match the rate, current and voltage. Lastly, simple circuit diagram. From this simple circuit diagram, we can see that there are the transistor, resistor, switch and other components that can be used to detect the broken wire. The function of each component is first transistor. It be used to identify location of broken wire. NPN transistor was chosen to be used because it can apply the weak signals enter into the base and produce strong applied signal at the locate end. For the second components, resistor electrical component that limit or flow of electrical current in an electric circuit. For the last component, which is the switch, electrical component that can disconnect or connect the connecting plate in the circuit, interrupt the electric current from one conductor or another.
In conclusion, electric is an important part of modern life and the economy of country. Electric become necessity because it used for lighting, heating and others. So if the electrical system in the building is not properly maintained, technical problem can arise. When the problem occurs, it will have an impact on the human. So we need to careful to prevent the problem before it's happened. Therefore, we need to pay attention and everything in good condition. Otherwise, we can contact other electrical professional to consult or solve the problem.